Ever wondered about the mechanical marvels that emerged from the heart of the Soviet Union? For decades, their engineers toyed with designs that seemed straight out of science fiction. From land behemoths to sky giants, the Soviets had a flair for the dramatic and the unbelievable. Ready to dive into a world where the line between genius and madness blurs? Let's uncover the craziest Soviet machines you won't believe exist. Number 1. USSR super soldiers. Ever heard of real-life super soldiers? No, I'm not talking about Captain America, but the USSR's audacious attempt to create an invincible army. Between 1939 and 1941, in the shadowy corners of Soviet labs, a top-secret project was underway. Instead of using chemicals or drugs, these soldiers underwent extreme procedures. Golden electrodes were embedded into their brains to numb pain and their bones. They were replaced with titanium prosthetics, making them nearly bulletproof. Imagine a soldier who wouldn't flinch from pain or suffer from shattered bones. However, the road to creating these super soldiers was fraught with challenges. Many succumbed to complications from the surgeries, and those with deactivated pain centers often developed brain tumors or mental disorders. Out of the 300 who volunteered, and let's be real, they probably didn't have much choice, all were sworn to secrecy with the threat of execution if they spilled the beans. But here's a twist. The USSR wasn't alone in this race. In 1945, American allies stumbled upon a secret medical facility in Germany. Inside, the dissected remains of Soviet soldiers, their bones swapped out for steel prosthetics. There was even an officer with steel ribs. Some were intentionally transformed into dwarfs, trained as pilots since their smaller stature meant they could carry more fuel and ammunition. However, as World War II raged on, the project faced setbacks. Many involved in the program were drafted and met their end on the battlefield. Some speculate that this was a deliberate move by special services, eliminating potential witnesses. Post-war, with the advent of nuclear weapons, the idea of creating super soldiers seemed outdated. But it makes you wonder, in a world where nuclear bombs didn't exist, would these titanium-boned warriors have been the future of warfare? Number 2. The ACrana Plan. Ever heard of a machine that's part boat, part plane, and entirely mind-blowing? Let me introduce you to the Lund-class ACrana Plan, a marvel from the Cold War era that defies conventional categorization. Picture this. A massive creature stretching 242 feet, with wings spanning 144 feet, almost filling an entire American football field. It's like something straight out of a sci-fi novel. Now, you might be tempted to label it as a Soviet aircraft, but hold on to your hats, because this beast is a boat-plane chimera. Instead of soaring high in the skies or gracefully sailing the seas, the ACrana Plan had a unique approach. It harnessed the wing and ground effect. As it skimmed the surface, a cushion of air formed beneath its specially designed wings, letting it glide just inches above water. With 8 turbojets roaring at its front, it could zoom at a jaw-dropping 340 miles per hour. And its size wasn't just for show. It could lug a whopping 110 tons, making it a logistical dream. But here's the kicker. Those twin cylinders on top, not just for aesthetics. They're missile launchers, strategically placed and ready to fend off any nosy U.S. aircraft carriers that dared to venture too close. Though it briefly served in 1987, the ACrana Plan was shelved as the Soviet Union dissolved. A relic of a bygone era, it remains a testament to human ingenuity. But hey, if Russia ever faces a colossal sea creature, I bet they'd know which relic to dust off for an epic battle. Number 3. Project ECIP. Ever pondered if UFOs are real? Well, they are, but not in the way you might think. Instead of extraterrestrial origins, let's journey to Soviet Russia and meet the ECIP. This isn't your typical aircraft. It's more like a relic from a sci-fi movie. Dreamed up in 1978, the ECIP's saucer-like design was unlike anything from its era or even ours. This dome-shaped wonder didn't have the usual fuselage, but acted like a singular, massive wing. And guess what? With its turbojet engine, it could harness air cushion technology for takeoffs and landings, much like its cousin, the ACrana Plan. This meant it wasn't just limited to airstrips. It could launch from water, too. The Soviets saw potential in this all-terrain marvel. Its aerodynamic design promised fuel efficiency, consuming only 14 grams of fuel per passenger kilometer, a stark contrast to the 45 grams used by contemporary planes. Imagine the savings. Plans for larger versions, like the L-3, aimed to ferry 400 passengers, and some even had space for cars. But alas, with the Soviet Union's fall, the ECIP's dreams were grounded. Just think, If it had soared, our airports might resemble sci-fi conventions. Given a choice, I'd swap my cramped economy seat for a UFO ride in a heartbeat. How about you? Number 4. The K-84, Ekaterinburg. Ever pondered the immense power and potential danger lurking beneath the ocean's surface? Dive with me into the story of the K-84 Ekaterinburg, a testament to Soviet engineering prowess and a chilling reminder of the risks of nuclear technology. The Soviets, from the 1950s to 1997, crafted an astonishing 245 nuclear submarines, outdoing the entire world's combined efforts. This was a clear demonstration of their determination to dominate the seas. Yet in 2011, the Ekaterinburg, a colossal submarine stretching nearly 550 feet and boasting 2 nuclear reactors, nearly became the epicenter of a nuclear catastrophe. A seemingly harmless welding task ignited a fierce fire, threatening the 4 nuclear missiles on board. The flames danced menacingly, and for a heart-stopping day, firefighters battled to control the inferno. Imagine the horror, a potential nuclear explosion rivaling the devastation of Chernobyl. The world held its breath, watching a potential disaster unfold. Thankfully, disaster was averted, but the incident left an indelible mark on the annals of naval history. And here's a twist. Ever notice the submarine's uncanny resemblance to that iconic ship from Disney's Atlantis? That massive sphere isn't just for show. It's a sophisticated sonar array chamber, vital for underwater navigation. But, with its flammable contents, it was a ticking time bomb during the fire. It's mind-boggling to think that such a volatile vessel was just one among 245 Soviet nuclear subs. Talk about playing with fire underwater. The Ekaterinburg's tale is a stark reminder of the delicate balance between human ambition and the unforgiving forces of nature. It begs the question, how far are we willing to go in our quest for power, and at what cost? Number 5. Soviet Biobots. Ever pondered the idea of animal cyborgs? Well, in the 1960s, Soviet scientists didn't just think about it, they tried to make it a reality. At the heart of Moscow University and the Academy of Sciences, a series of audacious animal experiments were underway. Picture this. In 1950, Vladimir Demikhov, a Russian scientist, shocked the world by grafting a dog's head onto another dog. Yes, a 2-headed dog that survived for a month. But the Soviets didn't stop there. Amidst the tension of the Cold War, they were on a relentless quest for the ultimate weapon. By 1958, a covert project was initiated with the goal of creating a biobot, or animal cyborg. Guided by Nobel Prize winner Manu Olaf and a team of experts, they began their experiments. While mice, rats, and even monkeys were considered, dogs became the primary subjects. Why? They're trainable and much calmer than monkeys. This ambitious endeavor was dubbed Kali. However, like many secret projects of that era, Kali was abruptly halted in 1969. The reasons? Only the Central Committee knew. For decades, the details of these experiments remained shrouded in mystery. It wasn't until 1991 that the veil was lifted, revealing the audacious lengths the Soviets went to in their quest for supremacy. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other secrets are still out there? Number 6. The Martini Bereave. Ever seen a vehicle that looks like it's straight out of Star Wars? Meet the Martini Bereave VVA-14, a Soviet creation that bears a striking resemblance to the iconic Millennium Falcon. And here's the twist. It was designed in 1972, a good 5 years before Star Wars graced our screens. Coincidence? Maybe George Lucas borrowed some inspiration? The VVA-14, which stands for Vertical Takeoff Amphibious Aircraft, and no, I'm not fluent in Russian either, was a marvel of its time. It could soar to 33,000 feet and also skim just above the ocean, harnessing the wing and ground effect. Those 2 large pods connected to its body, they played a crucial role. The front engines would direct exhaust between the fuselage and pods, creating an air cushion, enabling it to glide over waves. Its primary mission: to counter the USA's Polaris submarine missiles during the tense Cold War era. Though initially designed with 12 lift engines for vertical prowess, they never made it to the final model. Sadly, after its designer's demise in 1974, the project lost momentum. By 1987, the 2 prototypes were retired. But who knows? Maybe its spirit still zooms around in a galaxy far, far away. And there you have it, folks. From flying saucers to underwater titans, the Soviets truly had a knack for pushing the boundaries of engineering and imagination. These machines, as wild as they seem, are a testament to human ingenuity, and the lengths nations will go to showcase their prowess. While some of these creations never made it past the prototype stage, their stories and the audacity of their designs will forever be etched in history. So the next time you hear a tale of a bizarre machine, remember, it might just have its roots in the heart of the Soviet Union. Thanks for diving into this whirlwind of mechanical marvels with me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-bending journeys into the past. Until next time, keep those gears turning and stay curious.